welcome to the Mindfully Strong podcast, where I talk to you about best practices in all things health and fitness. We know without a strong body and mind, life can be hard, difficult, and taxing. We also know when we're mindful in the day-to-day and we do things that help improve our health and prevent negative long-term chronic diseases, we live a better life, we have more personal satisfaction, and more professional success. So thanks for joining me on this episode of Mindfully Strong, where we dive into the Team Up personal training systems. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Mindfully Strong, where we talk about the Team Up personal training system. So Team Up is a health and fitness company, as you know, and what we love to do is program for individuals. We've got all kinds of programs going on, both in the corporate, private golf club, and individual setting. But at the heart of all we do is personalized programming. I want to talk you through the concepts that we use for our private clients to help them get the results they desire, get out of pain, move better, and really create what we call a customized approach to fitness for them that they can take and use for their lifetime. One of the big things that I'm passionate about as a trainer is empowering my clients to simply take on their exercise routine for the rest of their life. So typical client lifespan with us can be anywhere from 3 months to, gosh, I've got clients going on the 6th year and now of training with us. But if you can really find your sweet spot, maybe you do need a trainer all the time because you enjoy that accountability, camaraderie, and friendship within the session. But maybe you just want to learn a little bit and create your own training plan. And that's really what we're going to do today with this Team Up personal training systems, is talk you through the whys and the hows of our programming and give you some tools to help implement your own. And of course, if you have any questions about previous injuries or things that are going on for you personally, reach out to me, Drew, D-R-E-W, at teamupaz.com, and I'll get you some insight to help you really just develop that plan for yourself and be successful long-term. Okay. So welcome to the show, and we will get diving into this Team Up personal training systems. There's some concepts I'd like to introduce that really just help me build my foundation in my career and really help me simplify exercise programming for not only our staff, but our clients too. So the first one is we train movements, not muscle groups. In the traditional bodybuilding or strength training world, they're big on chest day, leg day, back day, arm day, all that good stuff. Well, here at Team Up, we train the body and we train movements. And the movements that the body do are pretty simple. We hinge, we bend at the waist. We squat, meaning we bend at the knees. We pull, so we pull things closer to us. And we push things away from us. That could be pushing overhead, pulling overhead, all different ranges and planes of motion. We can do these movements, but really at its simplest, most effective level, the body hinges, squats, pulls, and presses. So when we're developing an exercise program for somebody, we want to make sure we're doing some form of each 4 of those movements within every session. So that doesn't mean that we're going to focus on squats every session, but it does mean we're going to do some knee dominant flexion exercises for the lower body. Maybe that's part of your warm up. Maybe it's part of your cool down, or maybe it's part of the strength portion, but it will be included. Most of our clients see us between 2 and 4 days per week. And if we were just to do chest on one of those sessions, it'd make me feel really bad as a trainer, because I'm going to have you leaving the session with your chest all blasted up, but we didn't touch the rest of your body. How fair is that, right? We really want to train our clients to feel better, move better, live better, and make day-to-day life easier. So we're not going to just really focus on one muscle group. We're going to train the movements that the body naturally does, make them better, and make your body stronger. If we can do those things, move without pain and move more load, the body will adapt. So you'll hit those fat loss and fitness goals. But again, we need to focus on training movements, not muscle groups, because if we're just training muscle groups, how often are you going to get into the gym for a leg day? Maybe once a week. But if you get in the gym 3 times a week and you train legs at some capacity every time, over that month, you're going to get so much more volume and so much more progress for that muscle group, for that type of movement than you would just doing specific days. So that's one big thing that we're big on, is training movements and not muscle groups. All right. Second thing that I'm super passionate about within our programming is our movement prep. How many times have you gone to a boot camp or some type of exercise class and the warm up is like jumping jacks, push-ups, and squats. Man, that is so lame and lazy. Okay, movement prep is extremely important. I was first introduced to this stuff as a high school athlete, or even, baseball athlete, right? Doing some shoulder rotator cuff stuff growing up. But I really had my eyes open to movement prep when I started working out with my uncle at the time, who was a firefighter. I would go to their station 3 days a week, and we would do what was at the time called Crossfit Football. If you're familiar with Crossfit Football or CrossFit at all, it includes a lot of heavy lifts, like your squat, like your hinge, like your press, like your pull or pull up. But it also included a lot of circuit work. So high volume sprints. We're doing, tire slams with a sledgehammer, kettlebell swings, all kinds of high impact stuff. So if you're a firefighter, first responder doing that high impact stuff and you don't prep for it, man, you're going to get hurt. So I learned so much movement prep from my time working out with those Tucson firefighters at the time. I really just kind of leaned into the movement prep side of things and really wanted to help my clients better understand that. So movement prep is really increasing range of motion at your main joints. And when we say increasing range of motion, it's going from like, how can you fold at the waist when you first get out of bed to how can you fold at the waist after a movement prep session. So we really just want to grease up the joints, but also turn on the muscles that do the work. So if we're going to do a deadlift day, picking up weight from the ground, we better make sure our back and our glute muscles are turned on. So we're going to work through those hinge movements, work through those pulling movements to increase range of motion and turn those muscles on. So that's a big part of our movement prep, okay? And then right into it, we call it activation. So depending on who the client is, what phase they're at, and their current fitness levels, the movement prep and activation phase can kind of work together. So activation is really thought of as turning on the core muscles. So our core is from our trunk, like right below the chest, to, in my mind, right below the groin area, because we have our posterior chain, our glutes, our low back, and we also have our hip flexors on the front side. So we need to just make sure that we're doing our due diligence in the activation phase of each workout session to turn on those muscles so we have good core strength, good spine alignment, but also we're getting the most out of our lifts. So if you're going to do a chest day, right, or you're going to do just a chest exercise, I want to make sure shoulder girdle, tricep, all that stuff has had a little bit of prep work before you do your heavy lift. So you get the most out of the lift, you prevent injury, and your body feels good during that lift and it's not in pain, okay? So that's the next phase. So we're training movements, not muscle groups. We're going to do our movement prep and activation, which is going to help increase range of motion, help turn on muscles, and help you get the most out of your strength session. And then we're going to transition into strength training. This is typically a hypertrophy focus for our clients. And what hypertrophy means is gaining muscle size and strength. So a lot of the people we work with, they are either very deconditioned, meaning they haven't done strength training or cardio training in quite some time. So we really need to just help them be more functional by having bigger, more capable muscles. And when we say bigger muscles, I mean, I work out 6 days a week and like my bicep is still normal size. And for those of you listening in, I just gave a little flex here on the screen to show you that, man, strength work and hypertrophy work does not mean you're going to get bulky. It's actually going to shrink you down a little bit. It's going to make sure that your joints are taken care of. It's going to help burn off those fat storages that we don't like and really just help you move and feel better. So we always program, I don't say always, but most of the time program hypertrophy because that's our clients' goals. They want to work through 8 to 12 reps that are going to help them reduce body fat and increase lean muscle mass. As simple as that, okay? So that's usually can be in different formats. Maybe it's a circuit where we've got 4 exercises that we're programming some rest in between. So we're still doing our strength work and not in that cardio phase. Or maybe it's 5 sets of 5 reps, real heavy, depending on, what you're working on. But again, the strength portion is usually the longest part of the workout. So if we think movement prep activation, that might take 15, 20 minutes. Strength will take 30. Okay. So just a little longer. Or on the shorter side, maybe you're just getting started. So movement prep and activation needs to take 20 minutes. Well, then strength will take 20 minutes too. Okay. So we always try to kind of match the workload, but give you enough rest period within the strength sessions. So you can catch your breath, still be producing stronger movements and don't feel fatigued during that time. All right. And then we'll move into some core work. So you might think, man, what about that activation stuff? Isn't that core work? Well, I say, heck yeah, it sure is. But that's just to turn on your core, to make sure those muscles are working and doing their thing during the session. Now, how about afterwards? After we've worked our strength work, it's a really good time to add in some core work to help improve core strength and really just, kind of finish the body off. Our abs, our trunk, especially right in front, they're endurance muscles. So they like lots of time under tension. So if we can do like those turn on movements in the beginning, we can do those static hold isometric core movements at the end where we're already kind of fatigued and taxed, and it really does challenge our core. So some different ways to do that could be, lateral band hold, different types of planks, all that good stuff. And then we're going to throw in some cool down. So cool downs are important because during your exercise session, we are very stimulated from a sympathetic nervous system standpoint. So heart rate's up, breathing rate's up, all that stuff is great because we're exercising. Some people, especially in high stress situations, high stress work or high stress home life, they're unable to get back into that parasympathetic tone. So what I mean by that is they get their workout done, they're in fight or flight mode, but then they just keep going. And that creates a lot of stress in the body. It creates a lot of stress in the mind, and it doesn't help you recover from your workouts. It doesn't help you gain muscle and gain what you need, out of that session. So by programming a cool down, this really just helps people restore their parasympathetic tone. So we go from fight or flight to rest and digest. It helps you stretch your muscles out that we worked that day. So we'll stretch those hinge muscles, those squat muscles, those pull and those push muscles, and really just help get the heart rate back down and help finish out the session. So to recap, we train movements, not muscle groups, the hinge, the squat, the push, and the pull. We always do some movement prep to help lube up those joints and increase our active range of motion. Then we do some activation work to turn those muscles on and make sure you get the most out of your strength work. Then we'll do our strength training focused on hypertrophy, that 8 to 12 rep range, depending on who you are and what you need. We'll get that core work in to really finish off the trunk and make sure that that's a staple for you and you're feeling progress in core strength. And we'll get that cool down going for you too. So we restore parasympathetic tone, help those muscles stretch back out, and really just help you feel better after your strength session. Now, we see clients at various different capacities, okay? So I've got a handful of clients we all train online, where we've got a nice fancy little app that I send them their workouts in. They get that and they just, do their programming, some days at home, some days at the gym, all that good stuff. Another option is we do online training too. So I've got some clients that we actually work with live, where we can assess your movements, help you move better, and help progress you through a session. And we also do in-person training. So we've got a facility here in the Gilbert area on Gilbert and Southern, right off the US 60, and we do in-person training there. So if you're interested in learning more about how we can program for you personally or implement a program for you through our app, wherever you're already working out, please don't hesitate to send me an email at Drew, DREW, @teamupaz.com. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Team Up Personal Training Systems. I hope you have a fantastic week and go get after it in the gym. Talk to you soon.
All it has is a guitar and a snare drum. Bang on it. It's this life. I guess it's fine. Oh, what? On my socks, right? I got little ducks on my boxers. I'm essentially a man child. I don't think I'll ever change. Whenever I